Hi, I want to talk about the great Julio Cesar Chavez Mildred Taylor fight. Long time ago, back in 1990, it was the fight of the year amid great controversy. Actually, they fought twice, and the one I'm talking about, obviously, is the great fight that ended with 5 seconds to go in the 12th round. Watching that fight, there was so much controversy. Should the fight have been stopped? There was only 5 seconds. What did Richard Steele, the referee, know? Should he have allowed Mildred Taylor to continue? What do you think? Well, it got me to thinking, no pun intended. The first thing I looked at, we were in a bar talking about it because I had a boxing ring magazine at the time about a month ago. And one of the things I noticed about boxing is you can talk boxing and everybody can get involved. Different eras, different races, and obviously different and an abundance of different opinions that go with the sport itself. Now, the first thing I started thinking about was, if there ever was a case for why I think boxing should return back to 15 rounds, it was this fight. Because Mildred Taylor, there wouldn't have been a controversy if this fight was 15 rounds. I remember the 15-round fights, 12 to 15. That's where legends were made. The Roberto Durans, the Alexis Arguellos, the Sugar Ray Leonards. Can you imagine if the Leonard Hearns fight would have been 12? Tommy Hearns wins that fight hands down. No question about it. The 15-round fight, it's separated. Yes, that is the key word. It separated your average, above average, and then your great fighter. Those 3 rounds, the championship rounds, 12 to 15, it showed you, because there was that separation between someone that belonged in there and somebody that didn't belong in there. Arguello Pryor was 15 when he dug deep in those championship rounds to pull out that fight. And I know some of you can know some great fights. Mike Weaver. Am I ringing a bell here? Anybody? Big John Tate. Imagine if that fight would have went 12 rounds. Some of the greatest victories of all times. Smoking Joe Frazier. Muhammad Ali. Numbers 1, 2, and 3. Ken Norton, Ali, all 3. Ken Norton, Holmes. I mean, here we're talking about Mildred Taylor, Chavez. And that's where it took me. We wouldn't have had that conversation on should the fight have been stopped or not, because we never should have went from 15 rounds to 12. Chavez began to show his superiority. It showed. Because from the 8th round or 9th round on, he showed he was championship material. Yes, Mildred Taylor was good, but he wasn't good enough. He wouldn't have survived 15 rounds. He barely survived 12. The MVP of that fight, other than the great Julio Cesar Chavez, was Richard Steele. He saved the life that night. He saved yours, Mildred. I saw Meldrick years later, barely able to see as he walked up the stairs to enter the ring. You feel sorry for him in some ways, because he was this close to being pound for pound the best fighter in the world at that time. Only he left that ring wondering, what if? What if? He was that close. It also got me to thinking of, damn, that was a great fight. And it got me thinking of dream fights. And one of the first dream fights I looked at was, I wonder how Julio's Taylor-Chavez at lightweight would have done against a man who ruled the lightweight championship, who ruled the division for over 10 years. Manos de Piedra, the Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. Who do you think would have won that fight? At 135, 15 rounds or less for the lightweight championship of the world. I got some more for you. Arturo Thunder Gatti at 135 against the schoolboy Bobby Chacon. Danny Little Red Lopez at featherweight against, let's put him in there against the great Salvador Sanchez. And even if some of you young fighters don't know it, that's what you got YouTube. Look up these guys. These were legends. These guys fought. Victor the Bull Galindez ran a roughshod over people as the light heavyweight champ. And sometimes I wonder what he would have done against Evander, the real deal, Holyfield, when he ran through the light heavyweight division. Or we can go a step further and put him in there, Victor Galindez, against Dwight Braxton, before he changed his name to Dwight Muhammad Cowie. That would have been an incredible fight. I mean, dream fights, that's what it's all about. Just tremendous efforts. Pepino Cuevas at lightweight against Hector Macho Camacho, or even put them at welterweight. Powerful puncher like Cuevas, bringing it. Camacho trying to avoid it. You feel me? 15 rounds or less for these fights. No 12-round fights. Excellent matchups. Well, tell me what you think. Do you think that fight should have been stopped? Tell me what you think. And tell me why. And let's keep it clean. Let's not name call. Let's use some intellect. Boxing is subjective. You have your opinion, and I got mine. Let's hear it. And tell me what you think of those dream fights. And if you have some, include some as well. This is sonny2215 saying thank you for allowing me to do what I do.